Hello, and welcome to SKST Radio. You are tuned in to Real Talk with Kami Grayson and friends. And today I have two special friends on the show. We have Anthony and Keith. Hey, Anthony and Keith, welcome to the show.
Hey, Kami, thanks so much for having us.
Hey, Kami, this is a blast. Thank you.
I'm so excited to have you guys today. So you are writers and directors, and we're going to start with you, Anthony, since you're at the top. Tell us how you got started and what's going on in your world.
Well, our Meet Cute story started at UNLV. We both went to UNLV. I was actually an undergrad when I met Keith. Keith actually got into the writing program. And our school at the time was mostly into dramatic stuff, but we were basically the only two that would basically if someone made a joke, we'd basically look at each other like, okay, that guy knows something that's the same thing as us. So we started writing together. We started writing comedy sketches. We had no idea what to do in terms of actually production-wise. We just knew that we loved to write. So we just kept making these really crappy sketches, which actually ended up turning into when Keith moved out to LA after he graduated. We just kept writing. We eventually got a writing gig with an actual production company. But after that, we were like we hated writing for other people just because it never turned out the way we wanted it to. We're like, why don't we just do this ourselves? So we basically, that was the birth of Marathon. We're like, let's just do it ourselves and see what happens.
Oh, wow. So what about you, Keith?
Yeah, like Anthony said, I was a year or two ahead of him. And Anthony, I think, was an undergrad, and he was kind of lurking around the grad.
Lurking? Is that the word?
Like sneaking into the grad group. So, we won't tell the story here, but there is a great story about what his application included to the MFA program. I think he included a headshot.
That was pretty much it. Yeah.
A folder with a picture of his face, and he just let me into the program.
It worked.
No, I think I went to Sean Clark, the MFA advisor. He ran the production, the grad program there. Like, we got to get another comedy writer in here. I'm going crazy working with these, dramatic sci-fi. It was nice to, once I met Anthony, we started doing the sketches, short, bad sketches that we ended up a lot of times acting it in ourselves, which was terrible.
So Marathon reminds me of something like The Office, or something. It kind of puts me in the mind of that. How did you guys come up with that particular type of script?
Do you want me to take this one, Anthony?
Yeah, go ahead, Keith.
Well, we had done well in a lot of screenwriting competitions in LA. When I first moved to LA, everyone said you have to do well on the Blacklist and you have to do well at the Austin Film Festival, and we did both multiple times. The problem was our scripts. Well, Kami, you're in Virginia Beach now. My uncle owns Rudy Inlet Jet Ski Rentals. It's like a ramshackle water sports rental. They rent kayaks and boats and jet skis. Well, that was my summer job for 7 summers. So I wrote a script based on working at Rudy Inlet Jet Ski Rentals. But the problem with that, and it did really well, it got us meetings in LA and it won comedy competitions. But like one rule of thumb with filmmaking is like you don't shoot with water, and we had jet skis flying off of ramps. It was like Caddyshack with jet skis, so no one was going to give us $60 million to go shoot a film, a ridiculous jet ski comedy. So Anthony and I decided let's write something we can actually shoot ourselves, and we took a long hard look in the mirror, and we thought, all right, the best things we do are write jokes, story, and character. And like you're talking about, the Office style, that mockumentary style really lends itself well to low budget filmmaking. As long as you have a talented cast, strong actors. And we were lucky to be in Las Vegas with a ton of funny people, with the stage shows like Cirque and Absinthe and Blue Men Group. So we had a lot of professional comedic actors who don't get a lot of film work. They do stage work, but they jumped at the opportunity to help us out. So combined so we were lucky to have that talented of a cast.
Wow. So did COVID affect you guys in any type of way of getting this film finished?
Well, that actually gave us an extra, 6 months? I mean, it did take us probably 2 years to edit this because Keith and I were both working full-time jobs. So every weekend he would have to drive into Vegas and we did that for about 2 years, I would say. But then COVID hit, and we were like, okay, what do we do now? We can't go on the film festival circuit. That was pretty much shut down. We also planned to actually go to each, like Boston Marathon. We were going to try to do a release in Boston. We were going to try to go to the New York Marathon and have a release there. So that kind of threw a wrench in that. But I mean, really what it did is gave us more time to color. Like I do color correction. Keith and I are both red-green colorblind. So we can't do color correction. And then sound design and stuff. So I think it actually helped us in the long run.
Nice.
We also added the animation sequence and claymation sequence during the pandemic. You know, I think the pandemic gave us it took the pressure off to rush the release, where no one knew what was going on in terms of, like Anthony saying, distribution and festivals. So our theory was, all right, let's just take a few months to do everything we had wanted to do, and we found a lot of talented artists to help us execute that vision.
Nice. Well, do you mind if we show the audience the trailer?
Oh yeah, that would be great.
So give me a moment, because I'm doing this on my own here. See if I can make it happen. Of course, I can't see it. Let's see, share. Go. I'm getting there. I had a little intern, but she kind of gave up on me.
Oh, there we go.
Here we go.
You're not getting a shirt! They're for race finishers!
So that's hilarious. That is hilarious. So, okay, so the different scenes. What's the story with the banana?
That's a great story. You can tell that one, Keith.
I had subscribed to a bunch of running magazines. Well, I say a bunch. There's only like 3, right? Like Runner's World and maybe 2 others obscure who are just angry at Runner's World for existing. You know, like trail running. I don't know. But so I had a couple different subscriptions, more for they call it a lookbook, just to have an idea of what the visual style of the film is going to look like, as well as wardrobe ideas. And then I came across an article in Runner's World where they were serious. People, I guess you have runners who can't break real records, so they come up with other records to break, I guess, for their self-esteem or their ego. So people would really break these, or try to break these records, like, you know, fastest time in a business suit, or fastest time dressed as a vegetable. These are real records. And in the film, we use a woman's name. At one point in time in the script or a version of the film, we were using the real record holder's name. I can't remember if it's Elizabeth King
I
or
think it's Elizabeth King.
Yeah, and we ended up changing it to Victoria King, but we had the real record holder, their real name in there for a while. That Jenna was trying to, and it was either hot dog or banana. I think that was the conversation Anthony and I had, and then I had a banana costume from a Halloween party. I'm like, all right, well, I guess it's banana. That's a trip to the store.
That is hilarious. Another funny scene was the T-shirt. That was crazy. So the guy's trying to get the T-shirt, and the guy's going, "No, you can't get the T-shirt." Who came up with that idea?
That's a good question. That was scripted, right? Or did we come up with that on?
That was scripted. Well, because runners are T-shirt crazy.
Right? That's the whole idea of running, so we can get a T-shirt.
Right. Like those Tough Mudders and some of those events where you're like, you did a marine style obstacle course for a banana and a T-shirt and a beer, and they're most proud about the T-shirts. So there is an ego involved with that.
We had a character too that was we had to cut.
Oh yeah,
but he was doing the marathon just for the T-shirt.
Right.
That is fun. So how do you guys see what's the next project are you going to do something else like on this style, or do you have another style that you're thinking about doing?
Do you want me to take it, or you want to take it?
Well, I think, I mean, it's always up in the air. It always seems like when we start working on another project, that's always when someone else comes in. And we've been working on, I don't know how many scripts, but it seems like whenever we feel like we're getting momentum on one script, someone pulls us to the side and has us do something completely different.
It's like that expression, life's what happens when you're busy making plans. As soon as we decide, like, all right, we're going to finish this one, or we're going to full steam ahead with this script, then, something happens, comes out of left field. But we have an animation project that has been lying around for a couple of years. It's called CJ Roper, Second Grade Dick. And the premise is you have a little 7-year-old second grader, like a Humphrey Bogart, and he smokes, he drinks, and he solves cases. But we play with the two worlds. So like his cigarette is really a lollipop. The minute, like the bloody handprint on the wall is a kid finger painting. The menacing bear rug is a teddy bear. He works out of a princess castle. So that one's gotten a little bit of attention in the past and recently. The other project, we would love to stay in this mockumentary office style. I think it just fits with what we do.
It really does. And it makes it seem like it's so real. It's like, this is real life. This actually happens, type thing. So I love that.
We get real. We try to, obviously our characters get a bit absurd and ridiculous, but the rule is that, okay, we have to have one toe or one little, one toe on the ground of reality.
Yeah.
It still has, like, this could, if the stars aligned, this could possibly happen, in some realm of possibility, but we try not to get too unrealistic with the plot lines.
Right. So are you guys going to continue? Do you have solo projects that you work on? Or are you guys going to continue to collaborate throughout the rest of your career? What do you think about that?
Yeah, we're pretty much stuck with each other, right? This is all we know how to do. Like, it's funny because I've been commissioned to write other scripts before, and every time I end up coming to Keith is like, we gotta figure out how to write this together.
Wait, what? You're getting jobs without? I didn't know this. People coming to you for?
Yeah, don't ask me why, but it's never comedy, and then it always ends up being comedy, no matter what we try to write. Someone tries to come to us with like a drama or something, we're like, we could write it, but it's not gonna be. I don't know.
I have a fake name. I have a pen name that Anthony doesn't know. So I've had a secondary writing career for years now, without him realizing.
All your successful movies you've been doing under a pen name.
I wrote Black Widow. I didn't know how to tell you, but
we're learning a lot of new things here. This is kind of cool. Okay, so Anthony, what is the future like for you right now? What are you? Are you married? Are you?
I just recently got married. So COVID, thanks. One positive from COVID is got to be stuck with one person for, it felt like an eternity, and we just decided to get married.
You decided to continue the eternity. really locked down that.
Yeah, so pretty much.
Put a pause on it, right?
But there's another script mockumentary that we really want to do called Lambo, which is the same kind of similar goofy characters, same kind of goofy Ed Clapp. Hopefully we get to get the same Ed Clapp character coming back. So
yeah, pitch Lambo, Anthony. Do the kind of like.
So the actual documentary was called Hands on a Hard Body. And this was in Texas, right? So what they would do is they would have a hard body truck, and it was a dealership, and they would have everyone come down, pull names from a raffle, and about 20 people would put their hand on the hard body truck, and the last person standing with their hand on the truck would actually win the truck. And what was great about it is everyone had different reasons to why they wanted to win the truck. And I don't know, for whatever reason, we love writing characters just going insane. For whatever reason, we think it's so funny. So like, this is like the perfect storyline for our next story, but we thought it'd be funny to use a Lamborghini instead of a hard body truck, just because someone can sell. There could be so many different reasons why someone wants a Lambo.
Right.
And I think the Lambo fits, if we're going to shoot it in Vegas, which we probably would, I think Lambo fits the Vegas environment and tone a little bit better. Like the truck, that hard body
Texas.
Truck, It's very Texas. Yeah. But that is true. I didn't think about that. Most of our scripts and stories, it is like a slow descent into insanity.
Insanity, yeah.
Like we did one Kami called Radio Silence, and the premise was someone's on a long road trip and their cell phone dies, their radio dies, they have no way to entertain themselves. And they just like try to entertain themselves over the course of the road trip. And again, a slow descent into insanity.
Wow.
It's basically a career.
Yeah.
So, Keith, what about you? What did you do throughout the pandemic?
Oh man, mostly work on work on marathon. I mean, there's so many. Our backgrounds are writers, but when you start adding on producer duties, directing duties, editing duties, you really become the driving force to see something through to completion. That's tough. There's nothing can slip through the cracks. Like, you can't say, oh, I hope someone else takes care of that. It's all on your shoulders. It's just, for the most part, it's just me and Anthony. We had talent. Again, we had, Natalia Becerra is a very talented animator, and she helped us with like the merch design, the animation sequence in the film when Marathon Mouse dies of heat stroke.
Yeah.
It was working with a lot of different artists. For example, we added we added the fictional Netflix show Benched, and there's a poster, like a fake Netflix poster that we had to design and work with an artist. But more recently, I took a job. I just moved. I moved to Pittsburgh to teach screenwriting at Point Park University. So I am excited. I'm 3 weeks into my move to Pittsburgh. So it is nice to be back on the East Coast and a little bit closer to Virginia Beach and family back home.
Yeah. So the project that you guys have been working on, the animation, so is that going to hit soon, or we have a long time to wait for that to hit?
Oh, I wish. That would be great. If someone could find. I mean, so many different people have been interested, but it's so hard because we're playing with the adult world, but it's also for kids. What we kind of wanted to do is kind of like the Shrek audience, where the jokes are landing for the parents, but it's also entertaining for the kids as well. But it's so tough to get that off the ground.
Yeah, I think our mistake, because we actually tried to get this done in grad school, and I think you realize there's a reason when you watch like a Pixar short or any sort of animated short. When you get to the end, look at all the names, and there's a reason there's like 2,000 names working on a 5-minute animated short. Our mistake was trying to do the whole thing, like the whole pilot. Where if we would pick up this project, I think we would just try to do it is a mystery. It is still a mystery or film noir mystery. So we could do like a 1-minute mystery or a 2-minute mystery with our characters, or even just a short trailer or sizzle reel, just something that's easy to showcase what the pilot could be, and then just provide the script, as opposed to, oh my God, just
what a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, we were so young and naive, young and dumb.
You learn as you go. You can't help it.
Yeah, we had so much power. Like, oh, we don't have to worry about sauce. We could do anything we want. Any shot selection you want to do. We were like, oh, so hungry with power. Just a bunch of idiots. So stupid.
So at this point, how do people get the opportunity to see the marathon?
It's on a bunch of platforms right now. So it's on VOD. It's on Amazon, Apple TV, iTunes, Vudu. What else is it on? Google Play, Vimeo. Usually if you go to your Roku player, if you just type in Marathon, it'll show you all of it's on Fandango. Or you could go to marathoncomedy.com, and then it has a list of all the platforms. But it's available, and we got lucky with Gravitas Ventures. That's our distributor, and they've put it on put it out there in the world on a number of great platforms. So we're excited.
That's good. Well, you have us here at SKST Radio to promote and help you guys as much as possible. We started our YouTube channel, so we don't have a lot on YouTube, but this is also live on Facebook, where we have over 5K. So, so you're getting out there some kind of way, and the whole goal is to help you guys be successful, and that helps me be successful. So,
Thank you so much, Kami. No,
Kami,
great.
yeah, thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
so before we leave, I always ask, what type of nuggets did you give back to the community? So if you have someone who's interested in doing what you guys do, how would they get started? What type of advice would you give them?
Well, my piece of advice would just be go out and shoot, because you learn. Yeah, you can go to school, you can learn all the technical stuff you want to, but you really have to just do it yourself. I mean, you just learn so much by actually doing it yourself. What about you, Keith?
Yeah, it's the same. There's no such thing as, overnight success. I mean, we've been plugging away at this for over a decade, and it did start with very awful, sketches where we're acting in this ourselves. But I think if you enjoy the process, if you really have to, find a way to enjoy the process to where, results don't matter. As long as you're enjoying, it's fun to write with, your friend, and then you're creating these things. And at the very least, you have a product at the end that you made, with your friends or your group or your community. And then if you do get a little bit of success, then it's just icing on the cake. You've already enjoyed, you've enjoyed the work, but but be prepared for a long haul. But as long as you enjoy it, then it doesn't feel like a long haul.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. So, and I'm here enjoying what you do, and if it's too hard, don't give up. Just keep plugging. Just keep.
Yeah, exactly.
Stay at it. So I love that. Well, I want to thank you guys for your time. Again, I am so proud to be able to have met you guys. Now you know where I am. You come to Virginia Beach. You got a friend here. Because I'm new here, so I'm leading all the friends I can get at this point.
I'm going to be there in a week. I'm actually making my first Pittsburgh to Virginia Beach trip first week of August.
Well, look me up. I'm at Military Circle, so look me up. I'm there. You have my number. You can reach out to me. I'll be happy to give you a tour of the new things that we brought into the mall.
Thank you, Kami. Yeah, I will. I'm going to do that.
All right. Thank you so much. And we're going to end the show now. If you guys have any last minute remarks before we go?
Oh, just thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you, Kami. This has been great. Thank you.
Well, I was honored. Thank you guys, and thank you, studio, for letting you guys be a part of what we're doing here at SKST Radio. Until next week, guys, we'll see you same time right here at SKST Radio. Bye-bye now.